Today from Sullivan Stadium, it's the Cleveland Browns versus the New England Patriots. Brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. To arrange a thorough test drive, phone your nearest BMW dealer. And by RCA, the most trusted name in electronics. It's a raw, wet October day in Foxborough. Quarterback Tony Eason and other striking members of the New England Patriots on the picket line outside Sullivan Stadium, as today the Patriots go against the Cleveland Browns in a makeshift game. There's big Steve Moore of the Patriots picketing in his helmet. There's not a whole lot of fan support, but there is some, and they're making their presence felt here today. The players who are going to play, like quarterback Jeff Christensen of Cleveland, are happy to be here, even squeegeed off the field on this rainy day before the game. This is Don Crickey with Bob Trumpy, and the one thing we're all certain of is we don't know what's going to happen today. We do know, Trump, that crowd noise won't get in the way.
Yeah, you're right. There's not many people here, but I must confess to you out there, folks, today that I'm supposedly an expert about football. Try to determine what these teams are doing. I haven't the slightest idea what's going to happen. Normally, there's 4 hours preparation per team per week at every game I do, but I don't think I'm any different than Marty Schottenheimer or Ray Berry done. Neither of these teams has seen the other. Ray Berry has no idea what the Cleveland Browns are going to do. Marty Schottenheimer has no idea what the New England Patriots are going to do. Neither one of these teams has gone through a scrimmage. There's been no live tackling. We haven't the slightest idea what's going to happen. We'll just sit back and watch it unfold. It's like a lab experiment. Put two ingredients together and hope there's not an explosion.
Well, we do know, Trump, we're going to see a lot of enthusiasm and aggressiveness. This is a shining moment for a lot of young football players. You were in this position once yourself, not in a strike game, but a long shot to make pro football, and you know what it meant when you did get the chance.
Yeah, they've not been treated very well by the regular NFL players, but one thing will stand for sure. The memory of this day will never stop in any one of these players' minds.
Memorizing the occasion, a couple of Cleveland Browns taking pictures of each other on the field as now Cleveland will kick it off. Most important thing to consider, this game counts. Lingmerth will kick off for Cleveland. Downfield, McSwain, who was with the Dallas Cowboys a couple of years, takes the ball back for New England. He's across the 20 and now across to the 30-yard line. Tell you what, Trump, the few people that are here making a lot of noise is Bob Blyer, who set 17 passing records at Richmond, comes out. The names in blue you'll see as we go over the players in the game to start are players who are veterans who have crossed the picket line, like Tony Collins, New England's best running back. Sean Farrell, a Pro Bowl guy when he's at Tampa Bay, a first-year Patriot, is starting along with Guy Morris. So they've got the nucleus of a good running game, or at least the start of a running game. Hand off to Collins. Free ball on the field. It's on the gut. It looks like the Browns might have it. So Collins, the veteran's the first guy to cough it up on this wet day.
Remember, too, that Tony Collins has not practiced in 10 days. And in 10 days, you can get out of practice. He's got the ball, and it's stripped away. 91 of the Cleveland Browns has his hand on it. Darrell Sims, the defensive end. New England does recover for a gain of about 4 inches.
But they do keep the ball, so it's second down and about 10. Blyer, here's a blitz. Bob Blyer on the run, dumps it off, and ahead for a first down to the 40-yard line is Tony Collins out of the backfield. Let's look at the defense now for the Cleveland Browns. They had no veterans cross their picket line. Darrell Sims was a #1 draft choice of the Pittsburgh Steelers, didn't play like one, and they cut him. Mike Ruzinek is at middle guard. And now the linebackers, and they feel good about these players. Schottenheimer does. Crawford was a draft choice of the Jets, has played well in the training camp. Troy Wilson, a 3-year starter at Notre Dame at left corner. Alvin Horn, they say, is a big league hitter. But they're all newcomers for Cleveland, all free agents, all happy to be here.
Don, at the outset, I noticed that the Cleveland Browns running a combination of a 3-4 and also a 4-man front. Looks like total zone behind it. And so far, the only offensive set that New England has shown is split backs.
And they're going right to that again. The basic pro set. The split backs, wide receivers to either side. Tight end, they're strong to the left. Marker goes down as Collins again loses the ball, and this time Cleveland has it. So we have to see what the marker is. There was motion in both lines. We'll see if Cleveland was drawn offside.
I think it's going to be against Cleveland, yes. Looked like Darrell Sims, defensive tackle.
Marty Schottenheimer had to be restrained by one of his assistant coaches. There's Darrell Sims, the defensive end for Cleveland.
Marty Schottenheimer is very upset because Sean Farrell, the veteran of the New England Patriots, was poking his hand in the face of one of the kids that Marty Schottenheimer's come to know and love over the last 10 days. I believe it was Darrell Sims who jumped off sides.
There's Schottenheimer, and here is the play as Collins has coughed it up twice, and he coughed it up there because he was banged. A big hit put on him by Alvin Horn. Dropping to throw is Blyer. Open man overthrown, and the Browns blow an interception chance at the 36-yard line. As Blyer overthrew his intended receiver, wide receiver Larry Linney. Bob Blyer is a cousin of the famed former Steeler, Rocky Blyer. He was gainfully employed in his uncle's restaurant supply business in Rochester when he got the call to come in.
More than happy to walk into New England and start playing football, right?
Got bartenders, mixologists, forklift operators,
lumberjacks.
But what should be pointed out, everybody here was a top college player. There are 45,000 college football players in the country, and every one of these guys has been invited to a pro camp before, has been on a pro team. Collins stuck at the line of scrimmage on a 2nd down and 5 carry. He got to about the 46-yard line. Alex Carter, the right defensive end for the Browns, made the stop. He's out of Tennessee State.
Now, and one thing I think we can expect in all games today is that the defense will show way ahead of the offense. Defense is an instinct. You react to pressure and make the tackles. It takes a great deal more time on offense to coordinate what you're trying to do. We're going to have a lot of plays stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Triple wideout set now. Out of the shotgun. Collins, another fumble. Browns can't find the handle. Collins has fumbled 3 times in this game. Tony Collins, who's been a Pro Bowl player for New England.
That, I think, in part, you got to give to the quarterback, Rob Blyer. They come out of the shotgun. Now, watch what happens. And he puts it low into Tony Collins' legs. You want it up in the 33 numbers, and he got it down on his thigh boards. He's able to recover, but you're right, the 3rd fumble, and now the 1st punt.
3 fumbles in 4 carries. Pretty soon Raymond Barre's going to start wishing that Collins stayed on strike. 12:22 to go in the 1st quarter, and the Browns will get the ball on offense for the first time as Alan Herline from Vanderbilt is in to kick it, and Troy Wilson is back to return it for Cleveland. High punt that Wilson will run back. And he's out to the 35-yard line. And that's where the Browns take over 1st and 10. Both these teams come in with 1-1 records, and you can't emphasize enough, this game counts.
To Michelob.
Eric, smile!
Eric, smile. Eric waved to Daddy. Phooey. Since they got that little RCA camcorder, I get no peace. It's so easy. He takes it everywhere. Dad! Oh well, I guess someday I'll look back at this and laugh.
Finally, a VHS camcorder so small, so easy to use, it doesn't miss a thing. Trust RCA to bring it to you. The Small Wonder VHS from RCA.
I got a man with a slow hand. He's got a face that I love to touch.
New Chic Plus has a lubricating comfort strip to give you a smooth touch, an easy touch that's more comfortable than ever.
light touch this easy makes me understand. When it comes to love, I want a slow hand.
The new Chic Plus for the Easy Touch.
That's the live shot outside Sullivan Stadium where the pickets were. Apparently they've repaired to a nearby watering hole to check it out on the tube.
Yeah, obviously the amount of time spent picketing is in direct relation to the temperature and the weather.
That's right. And there's the stands. This game, a battle of divisional leaders of a year ago, was sold out, 60,000. But as you can see looking at the stands, the man said long ago about a near empty stadium, many came disguised as empty seats.
Yeah, it looks like this crowd came by invitation.
What if you gave a football game and nobody came, huh? Now the Browns go on offense for the first time. Jeff Christensen out of Eastern Illinois is the quarterback. Handoff. Running with the ball is Larry Mason. He gets out to the 35-yard line. Mason, a big, strong runner out of Troy State in Alabama, was knocked down by defensive end Steve Wilburn of the Patriots. Christensen, the quarterback, he was working as a bartender or a mixologist, as he calls himself. Major Everett spent a lot of time with the Browns. Good running back. Perry Kemp and Tinsley, the wide receivers, and the Browns are very, very impressed with their tight end, Derek Tennell. He's going to play in the NFL, strike or no strike. So says Schottenheimer. Handoff. Straight ahead carry. Larry Mason takes it across the 35 and out to the 36-yard line. Greg Moore, an inside linebacker, knocked him down for the Patriots. No score in the first quarter.
Biggest guy in the field today is that gentleman right there, Bosley, number 73. His weight is guesstimated. We're not sure exactly how much he weighs, but it's more than anybody else out there. Maybe more than any two people put out there.
We do know one thing. When the boss hits that training table, he eats like he's going to the chair. He can do it. How long he can go, though, at this speed. Now, Christensen on a draw play, gives it straight ahead, and Everett on a 3rd down and 8 play takes it away for about a gain of only a yard. So Cleveland will have to punt it. Benton Reed, a defensive end, knocked him down.
John, it appears that both of these teams have a lot more offense in than I thought they would. A couple of sprint draws, or a draw trap by Cleveland and a sprint draw by Cleveland. New England's run a couple of sweeps and a couple of traps, so both coaches have put a lot of offense in.
Into punt now for the Cleveland Browns is Dale Walters out of Rice. That snap, and the Patriots have the ball at the 27-yard line. One big advantage New England has, they have their regular long snapper here in Guy Morris. Mike Catalin is playing center for Cleveland, and that errant snap gives the Patriots the ball down close to the 25-yard line. Chuck McSwain came in and recovered the loose ball.
This is not bad coaching. There's not much you can do about a bad snap. You hope for the best. Try to find somebody who can get it back there. Can't blame it on the punter. It's a very poor snap. First turnover of the game, and New England with great field position. Catalin was the center.
Now Blyer looks to throw, dumps it off, got a man. Tony Collins wide out, and he's chopped at the 19-yard line. A gain of about 6 or 7 yards on the play. As Blyer, cool under pressure, waited on his man to make his break, and then led Collins perfectly for a 7 or 8 yard gain.
Initially, I'm surprised Cleveland's not blitzing everybody to find out if the offensive line can protect the quarterback. There you see it. Good protection by the New England offensive line. A nice comeback block by
Wayne Coffey.
Wayne Coffey, a New England Patriot. Nice pickup by Tony Collins. Maybe he's going to get it every play.
2nd and 3 now for the Patriots. There's no score in the first quarter. That's Collins inside the 20 and down close to the 17-yard line. He might be a yard short of a first down. Roy Wilson, the left side cornerback, made the stop for Cleveland.
Collins is the only offensive player to have touched the ball so far. And I wonder if Raymond Berry might be concerned at just how much he can use Tony Collins. He's missed practice for 10 days, been on the picket line, probably lacking in some conditioning. And you also have a lot of games left where he's going to be an important member of your football team.
3rd and short. Blyer mishandled the snap, and he is swept under back of the 23-yard line. So the Cleveland Browns stop the first down try, and now New England will try a field goal to see if this scoreless tie is broken. 9:07 to play in the first quarter.
From underneath the center, you see it goes right between Blyer's hands. That's another thing that I think surprises a lot of people who are not used to the NFL. The speed of that snap from center will break a finger, shatter a finger if your hands aren't in the proper position. And that one just slipped right through Blyer's hands.
Eric Schubert, who kicked for the New York Giants among the 6 pro teams he's been with. This is the 6th, including USFL teams. Ups it up. Eric Schubert has it caromed wide. Hit the upright and caromed off. So the first scoring attempt of the game comes up wide, and Cleveland gets it when we come back.
At BMW, we encourage our engineers to daydream. And this is what happens when they do. Introducing the BMW 535 IS. For a more leisurely look, visit your authorized BMW dealer.
Are you paying too much or your rates too high? Leave it to the good hands, people. Does your insurance bill make you want to cry?
If you're not happy with your insurance bill, join the more than 6 million families who enjoy solid Allstate homeowners protection at sensible Allstate rates.
So shake those blues and save some dough. Give us a call, cause our rates are low. Leave it to the good hands, people. You're in good hands with Allstate.
A member of the Sears Financial Network.
I went to my dentist with the worst pain. He told me about a different medicine. It's in these little yellow pills. Nuprin. Works so well on that pain, no wonder it's great on my awful headaches.
Nuprin. It's not aspirin, not Tylenol. It's ibuprofen. So effective, 2 Nuprin stop headaches better than extra-strength Tylenol.
And Nuprin's gentler on my stomach than aspirin.
Nuprin. Little, yellow, different, better.
It even worked on my worst pain.
The memories are waiting. Tuesday.
At the old ball game.
The National League Championship Series starting Tuesday night at 8 Eastern Time here on NBC Sports. The Giants and the Cardinals begin at St. Louis as Raymond Berry looks on. No score in the first quarter. Cleveland with its second possession. Jeff Christensen at quarterback on a straight-ahead give on this wet day. 2 arms on the football. Major Everett gets just a little bit straight ahead. Benton Reed, a defensive end, made the stop. Number 71. Harrell, a local product, is a top player at Boston College, the middle guard. The linebackers, Mel Black was with the Patriot regular roster for a while last year. McCabe was applying to medical school out of Holy Cross, an inside backer. Strength in the secondary, though. Raymond Claiborne, an all-pro cornerback, is here and starting, and Darrell Holmes, a regular roster player for the Patriots, is playing one of the safety positions. They both cross the line. 2nd and 7. Home run ball. Man is out there, but it's overthrown. Going for the ball was Perry Kemp. We're going to check out the Boz now, Trump, on pass protection.
Keith Bosley certainly has the biggest jersey of anybody out there. See this pass protection. He's going against number 71, Benton Reed. Actually, that's pretty good technique. And the Boz is, he's a zip code to get around now.
320 plus, as you said, a guesstimate. Let's get him down to the lumberyard. Weeks. 3rd down. 7 yards to go for Cleveland, and they might have taken too long as the marker's down.
No. What happened is number 64, the left guard of the Cleveland Browns, put his hand down, Blake Wingle, and then picked it back up. Now, the surprising thing about that is that Blake Wingle played for a couple of seasons with the Pittsburgh Steelers. So far, the free agents have not made the mistakes. It's been the veterans. Now, watch 64. When he puts his hand down, that's fine. But when he picks it up, that's illegal motion.
Not only did he play 3 years with the Steelers, Trump, but Blake Wingle started 10 games in one season. Number 64 out of UCLA. Collins fumbled the ball 3 times so far in this game. The Patriots' regular running back, but the Browns didn't recover any of them. There's no score as Christensen looks to throw. He's in trouble, and the Patriots get him at the 16-yard line. John Guzik from Ohio University and Steve Wilburn from Illinois State, numbers 97 and 99, combined on the sack.
Good coverage downfield. You see Christensen pretty much locking on a receiver. Coverage there. He's got to take it down, and then he gets caught in a wash. And now the Cleveland Browns' bad news is they got a punt again. Cattle in the center. Walters the punter.
Another bad snap. Catalin got a low snap, and somehow Dale Walters got it away. So the Browns have a major difficulty they have to rectify if they're to be in this game. They've got to make a connection between long snapper and punter. That time Walters did it on his own, but again the Patriots get very good field position when we come back to Foxborough with no score on the board.
Your face takes enough abuse, so you need the Gillette Good News Plus disposable. Its Lubra-Smooth strip is designed to reduce irritation, so shaving feels so good. Good News Plus.
Once, there were a few proud men of adventure, men of courage, men who knew the meaning of honor. There still are, the Marines. We're looking for a few good men.
My brother thinks he's bought the perfect TV.
Sure did. It's perfect. Perfect TV.
Oh, yeah?
Perfect.
Does it have a flat square picture, too?
Yep.
High-resolution filter?
Yep.
178-channel capability?
Roger.
4-speaker stereo system?
Yep, right there.
On-screen graphics?
Yep.
A remote that controls the TV, wireless cable, and VCR, even if they're different brands.
Hey, I got a Magnavox.
Smart, Tom. Very smart.
Yeah, I know. Acting dumb is just my job.
Doing a great job.
Lester's grandson's flying on business to the Far East.
How far? Dayton?
Nope, Taipei.
You can't get there from here.
Anybody tell Lester?
No airline flies to more of the world from more of the U.S. than Northwest.
We'll watch from behind the punting team. Cattle in the center. Walters does a great job here avoiding number 32, Chuck McSwain, to get it off. It ends up being a 20-yard punt. New England again with great field position, but so far that's the weakness for Cleveland, the punt snapper.
Browns are running that bare 46 defense. Here is a straight-ahead give. Tony Collins gets a little bit. Browns just overwhelmed the Steelers when all the veterans were in the last game they played a couple of weeks ago, running that 46. There they are, gone up like duck hunters here in Foxborough. 30,000 tickets were returned. Pat Sullivan, the general manager of the Patriots, said 30,000 are out there, so we don't know who's going to be here. Half hour before kickoff, nobody was.
Fumble again.
Flyer picks it up and dives ahead and gets to the 36-yard line. Tom Perrell, the nose tackle for the Patriots, has gone in for x-rays of his right knee. The Bears have gone in front of the Philadelphia Eagles. Atlanta with a 3-0 lead over Pittsburgh. Detroit up on Tampa Bay 7-0.
Now once again Flyer had that ball go right between his hands. Guy Morris is just firing that ball up in his hands and he can't hang on to it.
Third and 9, long ball, perfect lead, man's open, caught and lost at the 4-yard line. On the fly was Larry Linney, number 80. Covering on the play was DeJuan Robinson, number 23, a cornerback from Northern Arizona. Larry Linney wears the number of Irving Fryer. Fryer saw him with his jersey on and went bananas the other day.
Irving will go bananas. This is a well-thrown ball by Flyer. An excellent pass protection by the New England Patriots. This is right on the money. But the coverage is right there, too. Watch his right arm come in and knock that ball away. That's a pro play right there. That's excellent defense.
Now Troy Wilson is back to return the punt for Cleveland. There's no score in the first quarter. 6:24 to play in it. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy at Foxborough as the punt is hit downfield by Alan Herline. They'll let it roll. It goes in, and the Browns will take over on their 20. The Cleveland Browns, defending champions of the AFC Central, here with an all-free agent team.
300. You know what I did today? I tried to punch out a telephone at the airport. My plane was late, and I wanted to let my secretary know. It's high noon in the office. Nobody's picking up. So I started to count the rings. I get up to 25. Finally, I get some guy in the lobby. Is Ada there? I had no idea. Can he transfer me? Well, he's not sure, but he'll give it a try. Silence. More silence. Then I hear a little click. I know I'm cut off.
Hello?
I wanted to kill that phone with my bare hands. What if I'd been a client? And that's when I decide, never again. No more hit or miss. From now on, we're going to go with a system we can trust. One that handles every call, every message like it's worth $1 million. We're a service business. We get paid for our brains. We can't afford a communication system that makes it look like we haven't got any.
There are those who fervently believe that true perfection is found in the details. At the Bavarian Motor Works, we gave that belief a name. We call it the BMW 735i. Beautiful, to be sure. Yet perhaps the most beautiful thing about it is its spirit.
Next Sunday, the NFL plays here when the Chiefs battle the Dolphins.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL Live.
Down on that last pass play, you mentioned good protection. Watch Tony Collins. He does a great job picking up an outside linebacker. Tim Crawford gives Blyer time, and I think we'll see that a lot. Both teams blitzing to test that pass protection.
No score, 6:15 to play in the first quarter. Cleveland with the ball. Hand off to Major Everett. And a good downfield tackle. Coming across on the play was Steve Wilburn, a defensive end, to knock down Everett, who is a 218-pound running back from Mississippi College. Got a lot of playing time 2 years ago at the Browns.
Cleveland now has 3 yards of offense. Patriots 15. Defensive struggle.
Coach Schottenheimer said we don't have time to feel sorry for ourselves. He said, I can't worry about who's here. I'm a football coach, and that's what I'm doing. He was impressed. Both coaches, Barry and Schottenheimer, with just the off-the-field enthusiasm of these guys. I'd love to be here. Now on the rollout is Christensen, and he can't make a connection at the 29-yard line. Is coming out of the backfield and swinging out for Cleveland was Larry Mason. Joe Peterson, the cornerback, was defending on the play.
In every game, you find a hero, somebody to watch. Here's Bosley again. Keith Bosley does a good job of decoying, but
don't run too far, Keith.
Keith is not a pulling tackle.
They don't know Keith's time in the 40 because he doesn't get that far. But so far, every time we've had an ISO up, he's looked like a pretty good football player. Christensen bails out of trouble, and he's on the run looking for a first down, and he dives out to the 30. He's got one. So Jeff Christensen, who was highly regarded coming out of Eastern Illinois, he was a 5th-round draft choice of the Cincinnati Bengals in '83.
Ron Shegog gets the tackle, does a good job avoiding the rush. And then you can also see his inexperience. Most veteran quarterbacks you'll see will do the hook slide. Watch, Christensen puts his head right in there.
Remember, he was the young man we saw squeegeeing off the field with the rubber broom before the game. He squeegees it off with his body on that one to get a first down.
Hey, listen, the O-line in the NFL is the more you can do. If you're willing to clean up before and after, you might get a job.
Somebody has to blow up the balls. They talking about Bosley, who is apparently our new favorite guy here today, Trump. Bob Eller from the Browns and Kevin Byrne were saying he wears the biggest shoulder pads they've ever had made. The biggest they ever saw were Double X, their equipment manager. Who's that, Leo Murphy? And this guy wears 5X.
Oh, 5X.
Straight ahead carry by Larry Mason is across the 30 on a first down carry, got a couple. Wilburn again on the stop, his number getting called a lot, 99 from Illinois State. Game clock down to 4:30 and running in the first quarter. There's no score.
One thing that surprised me is we've only had 2 penalties so far.
And we've had 3 fumbles by New England, all by veteran running back Tony Collins, but none recovered by Cleveland. High set. Good block by Mason, and a swing pass goes out to Everett, and he's out to about the 37-yard line. Second down and 8 play, good for a gain of about 6. Be 3rd and 2. Ron Shegog, who's been one of the most impressive Patriots in the workouts, made the tackle, the strong safety, number 42.
Nice play action fake here, holds the linebackers at the line of scrimmage. It's a well-designed play and well executed. Both teams staying with the underneath stuff. They don't want to really test their pass protection that much. Everett with the catch. Nice 6-7 yard pickup.
Another difficulty both teams have had to go with is the lack of contact. They've really just worked out in pads and dummy drills. You can't afford to lose players, and now the straight ahead carry by Major Everett is across the 40, and he has a Cleveland Brown first down.
You know, I don't think you can give enough credit to the coaching staffs of these 2 teams and all 28 teams that will play today and tomorrow to try to assemble these guys, find out what they can or can't do, put a game plan around them, instill confidence in them that they can in fact play. And in the case of Marty Schottenheimer, take them on the road. This is a very difficult position for the coaching staffs in the NFL to be in.
Larry Mason turns wide on 1st and 10 and is knocked out of bounds at about the 45-yard line on that Indianapolis 7-0 score over Buffalo. It's interesting to note, Trump, that Gary Hogeboom, the Colts regular quarterback, threw to a regular receiver, Walter Murray, 37 yards for a touchdown.
Yeah, Walt had trouble making up his mind. He went in, he went out, he went in, he went out, and now he's back in, I guess.
The Bills, one of the teams that nobody crossed the line on, like Cleveland. Now on 2nd down and almost 5. In the scoreless game, the Browns go to the run, and straight ahead is Major Everett. He busts down for a first down, and there's also a penalty marker down. Darrell Holmes, a regular member of the Patriots before the strike, at the free safety position, made the tackle for New England, but there's a hold on Cleveland, so it comes back.
And it does appear.
Number 63, offense, still 2nd down.
Mark Karowitz on the hold. It does appear that when Cleveland's going to run, they're going to run right. See if we can pick it up. Karowitz is the guard. He grabs number 52 of the New England Patriots, and I think that's where he gets caught. 52 is Jerry McCabe. Throws him to the ground.
I tell you, Bosley, Trump, blowing somebody away in every block. 2:08 to go, first quarter, no score in the game. Christensen on the rollout, takes a look long, and there it goes, and it's going to hit empty field. Receiver running an out pattern, a fly downfield was the throw, and Christensen saying, I thought you were running a hitch and go.
Randy Selby had good pressure on Christensen. The intended receiver was Perry Kemp down the field. That looked like it was intended for Tennell, the tight end. There's decent coverage on him, and Christensen did not want to throw the interception, and he fires it down the field.
Browns fan made it in. Rain to stop. It's a raw, cold day, though, in New England. 3rd down and 15. The Patriots have it. They do. Misconnection, and the Patriots come up with the ball. Number 90, Murray Wishard. We're meeting players we never knew before from schools we never heard of before. Murray's from Frostburg State.
Mike Catlin, the center, once again with a misconnection with the quarterback, Jeff Christensen. There's Catlin, 62, the center. Christensen, the quarterback. They'll try to work it out, but you hate to see a young man start out like that. I mean, there's still 1:55 to go in the first quarter. Already his confidence down a little bit.
Blyer on the run. Gets it away, and it's an incomplete pass. Now they're going to rule it was a sack, that he was in the grasp back of the 43-yard line.
Tim Crawford on the tackle.
Crawford was a 7th-round draft choice of the Jets a year ago.
One of the things you see in young quarterbacks is when they get flushed, they head to the side of the pocket. Experienced quarterbacks step up. You see Blyer run to the side there, and that gives the defense a chance to make the sack.
Game clock down to 1:33 to go. First quarter, no score. On the roll is Bob Blyer, and he's tripped up. Coming through to make the play was Tim Crawford again. The outside linebacker tripped him up. So consecutive sacks by Crawford, and the ball is set all the way back to the 50.
So, Don, now Cleveland's found something that might work, and that is go with the blitz. You can see they get people up at the line of scrimmage. Chuck McSwain doesn't do a very good job of picking the blitzer up.
Tackling him, though.
Tim Crawford, and now that's something that Cleveland can use and use and use again. Until New England starts picking up the blitz, I expect to see a lot of the blitz.
Well, you had a guy that played 2 full seasons and almost a third with the Dallas Cowboys who was assigned to pick it up, Chuck McSwain. Offside against Cleveland. Throw and a catch. It was a free play. Downfield throw goes to one of the smallest players on the field, 5'8" Wayne Coffey.
That's on the defense, so they'll take the reception, I'm sure. Robert Brannon, 94, jumped off sides. You can certainly expect these players to be a little anxious. Guy Morris, the captain of the New England Patriots, talking with the officials to make the choice. You got to take that penalty.
It was a 3rd and 25 play, Trump, and the game was good for 22 yards. Still no score. Patriots had a scoring chance, but Schubert's field goal carried him off the upright. It was no good.
4th down.
Robinson, the man across. There's the nose tackle. He doesn't count. That's Resnick. Blyer does a great job of getting us into a double rotation zone. Corners up, safeties out. Nice catch and a great hit, too.
That's Alvin Horn. There's a real blaster, according to the secondary coach, Bill Cowher of Cleveland. Coming on the blitz. This time they pick it up. There's a long ball. One-on-one race. And it's incomplete in the end zone with 28 seconds to go in the first quarter.
DeJuan Robinson on the coverage right with Wayne Coffey. Excellent job. And we got a flag on Cleveland again. Offsides again.
Number 30, defense, 1st down.
Dick Jorgensen, the referee.
Keith Robinson is the safety trying to fake the blitz, and he gets in that neutral zone and can't get back. They call the flag, and frankly, that's a good job of picking up the blitz by New England. So now Cleveland's got to find something else that might work.
Well, they're running the Bear defense right now, the Cleveland Browns. This is the Chicago Bear 46 you hear so much about. Sweep wide right. Chuck McSwain is banged out of bounds inside the 20. A marker goes down. Somebody wanted his face mask, it looks like, or Tony Collins runs it. So this will be another call against Cleveland.
Personal foul, 15-yard face mask foul, number 55, defense.
15 yards is intentional. Tim Crawford. You'll see Tony Collins' head snap around at the end of this run. Just as he starts to turn upfield, big paw comes in from the right. 15 yards will give The New England Patriots first and goal just inside the 10.
They could have got another flag on that forearm to the head. They might not be great ones, but they're playing for keeps.
These guys will take their shots today because this may be their only chance to take shots.
Collins knocked down at the 6-yard line. Alex Carter, a defensive end from Tennessee State, made the stop for Cleveland as the game clock is down to 10 seconds and running in the first quarter and still no score. But on this wet field, New England is challenging.
So far, Don, it's field position that's gotten New England in this position.
That's it. 0-0 after the first period.
You know, it's funny. When I tell people I really do use Prel, they don't believe me. They think that because I'm a model, I have a bathroom full of hairdressers or something. The truth is, I really love what it does to my hair. It gives my hair body and fullness. You really should try it yourself. You'll love it. And if you don't, they'll give you your money back. Your hair's worth at least that, right?
Hi. Great day today, huh? Waiting for a friend. I got this picnic planned. I told her I got just the recipe. Hey, I'm an 80s kind of guy. Even brought the Natural Light, the beer with a taste for food. Today, it's gourmet all the way. The works.
Hi.
Hi. No, here comes the caterer now. 2 dogs, the works. Nothing's too good for my gal.
Yeah, all natural, less filling. It's Natural Light from Anheuser-Busch.
Well, you're quite the chef.
Yeah.
Here comes the dessert.
It's perfect. What a day.
A6, hurry and you'll make it.
Delta Airlines ticket agent Sam Singletary knows how to get people moving.
Mr. Franklin, your bag.
But sometimes he has to show off a few moves of his own. The kind of moves that made him a first-string halfback. Sam Singletary shares a feeling with everyone at Delta. He loves what he's doing, and it shows.
We love to fly.
He's the kid.
And it shows.
Tonight, a crooked call girl, a blackmail banker, and a haunted husband add up to all new danger and suspense.
I'll take care of this.
Harry Mason, the case of the murdered madam, tonight.
Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy back at Foxborough. We've just received a report that the Associated Press is reporting that the NFL Players Union is calling a news conference for this afternoon, Trump. Apparently, according to the AP, to drop the free agency issue in the negotiations. Of course, there haven't been any negotiations since the 25th of September.
God, I think for all intents and purposes, this football strike was over on Friday when the biggest group of individuals, players, crossed the picket line.
Going for the ball down at the 5-yard line, and the Browns stack it up on the opening play of the second quarter.
First quarter stats, you can see that defense is pretty well dominated, I think, as we expected. The 3 fumbles that New England had and recovered. The bad punts by Cleveland have really been the biggest difference. It's just given New England excellent field position.
Heading for the end zone, but not getting in is Tony Collins, cut down at the 5-yard line. Keith Robinson saved the touchdown.
Tony makes this one up by himself.
That's right.
This is not by design. Actually, a pretty good job by Alex Carter staying at home and at least assisting on the tackle. Number 30, Keith Robinson, there also.
Marty Schottenheimer used Tony Collins to motivate his team. He said to his Browns, you guys think you want to play in the NFL? Well, here's a Pro Bowl running back. Go get him. Now another field goal attempt by Schubert, and this one is up and good. And the New England Patriots early in the second quarter put up the first points of the game. It's a 3-0 game, New England. The Patriots kick it off when we come back to Foxborough.
Experience a new dimension in sight and sound. Now every sight, every sound, every performance in the theater of life is yours. Trust RCA to bring it to you on the ultimate audio-video system, Dementia, only from RCA.
He was at 3 colleges here
In electronics.
Why is this man breathing like he left his cold at someone else's house? Taking the time to read a book instead of reaching for a tissue. Relaxing in his favorite chair with muscles that no longer ache. Laughing instead of coughing. Resting instead of suffering. Why? Because instead of taking a cold tablet, he took NyQuil. A nighttime sniffling, sneezing, coughing, aching, stuffy head fever so you can rest medicine. Now a new cherry flavor, too.
Most of the time, I smell pretty good. Deodorant under each arm, aftershave, cologne. Hey, the last thing I need in this job is body odor. But sometimes, in the heat of competition, things get a little close. I'm glad I use Safeguard every day. It's not just a cover-up. Safeguard helps protect against the bacteria that causes body odor. Plain soap can't. With Safeguard on my side, those little bacteria hardly stand a chance. Neither does the competition.
Today's game is brought to you by MasterCard. Every time you choose MasterCard to make a purchase, we'll make a contribution to one of 6 worthy causes. By Allstate. For home, auto, and life insurance, you're in good hands with Allstate. And by Prel Shampoo and Prel Conditioner, the unbeatable bodybuilding system for your hair. The Cleveland Browns on a short field goal by Eric Schubert, who's been a school teacher in New Jersey. Playing now on his 6th pro team. Was with the Giants. Shanked a few and was history. Was back teaching 7th grade. He just hit the field goal, and now he kicks it off. And it's well hit downfield. Clayton Beaufort has the ball for the Cleveland Browns. And he's out to the 25-yard line. As again we look at the scoreboard. Bears up on Philadelphia 7-0. San Diego and Cincinnati, we're not sure.
I think Cincinnati leads there 7-0.
New Orleans, with 13 regular players on its roster, has opened up a 13-0 lead in Detroit. Did they have somebody cross the line?
No, not to my knowledge.
They did a better job of picking up free agents, it looks like. 17-0 lead on Tampa Bay. Major Everett runs the ball for Cleveland, and he gets to about the 29-yard line on a 1st and 10 carry. And Jerry McCabe, an inside linebacker from Holy Cross, and Greg Moore, an inside linebacker from Tennessee Chattanooga, combined on the stop. Tom Perrell, the nose tackle for New England, starting player who played at Boston College, went out in the 1st quarter early in it with a knee injury. And the report from the locker room is he'll not return today. Second and 6. Larry Mason runs the ball, got about 2. There's never a silver lining, I don't think, Trump, when somebody hurts a knee, but in a sense there is for Perrell.
Any player hurt today will be carried on the roster of the respective ball club for the rest of the year. It may aid in some of the flying around that you see some of these kids doing this year, or this particular day. I mean, they're going to be medically taken care of by these NFL franchises.
The base salary is the minimum for a regular season rookie player, $3,100 a game. The Browns are all getting $5,000 a game. Throw and a misconnection over the middle. Coming up to break up the throw to Perry Kemp was David Henley. So with 12:01 to play in the 1st half, New England sends its punt return team out. Patriots leading the game 3-0. Larry Linney goes back deep now for New England. And Dale Walters will punt for Cleveland.
Yeah, but it looks like they've changed punt snappers. I think it's Mike Teifke who is now punting, now snapping the punt. Catalan is out.
Much improved. Not a good hit, though, off the foot of Dale Walters. It does take a Cleveland bounce, and it goes out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. And that's where New England will go on offense, 1st down and 10.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. If you can, take a little time from your busy day to give encouragement to someone who's lost away. Or would I be talking to a stone if I asked you to share a problem with a stone? We can change things if we start giving.
Now, every time you use MasterCard, we'll donate money to 6 worthy causes, and it won't cost you a thing. Look for the ballots and help choose where the money goes.
Reach out and touch somebody's hand.
Choose to make a difference. Choose MasterCard.
Even though you faithfully pay your premiums, why do some insurance companies make you feel so guilty?
I had an accident.
Do you have an estimate? 2 estimates? 3 estimates?
And a note from your mother.
My mother?
Leave it to the good hands, people.
In most cases, Allstate will give you a settlement on the spot without 3 estimates or a note from your mother.
How do we know it's her writing?
You're in good hands with Allstate.
A member of the Sears Financial Network.
The memories are waiting. Tuesday.
At the old ball game.
The tradition renews starting Tuesday night on NBC Sports, the National League Championship Series. The Cardinals and the Giants from St. Louis. Now, New England with the ball and a 3-0 lead goes to the run. Collins, gang tackled, trying to go wide, is cut down at the 28-yard line. And Tony Collins of the Patriots got just 2. Leading the wave of tacklers for the Cleveland Browns was Alex Carter and Cliff Hanneman.
To this point, he's the only guy to carry the ball. The Patriots have 29 yards total offense, 3 points on the board. Flyer is 3 for 6 for 38 yards, but of course the sacks count against the net yards. Scab fans.
Game clock stop with 11:18 to play in the first half. Check the time. The Patriots holding the 3-0 lead on a Schubert field goal.
Reset the clock at 30 seconds.
They're going to reset the 30-second clock, so we're going to recheck some scores. Mike Hohensee. Pass to
Hamuli.
Laikai Hamuli for the Chicago Bears. Philadelphia just got a field goal. We'll check that scoreboard in a moment. It's right now it's 2nd down and 8 for New England. Chuck McSwain got to the 39-yard line on a slant run. Tom Pauley, an inside linebacker from Nevada, Las Vegas, made the stop. New Orleans laying waste to the Rams. You know, that's a divisional game. That counts 2 almost when you finally assess everything as to who goes to the playoffs. Patriots with 6 players coming across the line. New Orleans led the league with 13 crossing. John Robinson, the Rams coach, said coaching one of these teams is like coaching an all-star team without all-stars. Last minute and in a hurry. Collins tries to go wide, and again Alvin Horn comes up, the free safety for Cleveland, and cuts him down. At halftime, NFL Live will be addressing this continuing story further, but now we're informed that all 28 National Football League player reps are scheduled to meet tomorrow night. That could mean business as usual next Sunday.
Correct.
Bob Trumpy, former union member. Straight ahead give, not much there on a 2nd down and almost 10 play. It'll still be 3rd down and 9 now for New England. McSwain carried, and Aaron Moog, another player on the Browns from Nevada, Las Vegas, made the stop. Smattering of fans.
Also interesting today in Boston, the Red Sox are playing, and Roger Clemens is pitching and going for his 20th victory. I would imagine they got a few fans in Fenway today.
Haven't been a lot of them lately.
No reason to be.
Blyer stands in and is just overthrown.
He got hammered.
Bob Blyer with a very courageous play, standing in against an all-out blitz from Crawford. He saw that Crawford wasn't picked up and was going to level him. He still stood in, released the ball, just missing the long downfield connection. But as you'll see, Crawford lays waste.
Somebody misses an assignment. You see the guard and the tackle. It also looked like Tony Collins just went right by, or allowed Crawford to go right by him and hammer Blyer to the ground.
Was that Collins' man? Troy Wilson is back deep now for Cleveland. And Wilson gets back to the 41-yard line. And there it'll be first down for the Cleveland Browns. They've yet to really challenge for a score in this game. 8:52 to play in the first half. It's still 3-0 New England.
Make red. Be red. Make blue. Be blue. Make colors as bright as life. Make colors feel like colors feel.
The brilliant colors of life. Trust RCA to bring them to you on Precision Performance Big Screen TV. Only from RCA. The most trusted name in electronics.
Junction Boulevard backed up 5-6 blocks and rubbernecking delays have traffic backed out about halfway to the interchange southbound and it's stop and go.
Contrary to popular belief, there are millions of miles of roads totally unfettered by traffic. And one car that will inspire you to get up earlier to find them. The new BMW 325i. With 39% more power than its predecessor, it has the singular ability to bring a whole new meaning to the expression, rush hour.
And it's stop and go northbound all the way.
Thanks, John. To prepare the perfect round roast, you need the help of an expert. Miss, how do you cook one of these things? I've got some potatoes and some natural light, the beer with a taste for food, and some candles.
Oh. Yeah, all natural, less filling. It's Natural Light from Anheuser-Busch.
Okay, I open the natural, I preheat the oven. Now, is that the thing with the flip-down door?
Yeah.
I can't handle this alone.
I don't think you can either.
He is the most enigmatic of athletes. Ask him of his victory, and he will praise his partner. Mention his role, and he'll reply with a smile, I was just riding to work.
On that previous pass attempt, watch number 33. He's the veteran. He's the Pro Bowl player. He's not supposed to miss blocking assignments. But when Blyer goes back, Collins releases, and there's Crawford to really kiss Blyer to the ground.
Now the Browns whip it out, and here is Major Everett turning upfield, upended at the 47-yard line. Joe Peterson, the left cornerback, made the chop tackle, but there's a good gain on the play out to the 47. So Cleveland, trailing 3-0, has the ball second down and a long 2.
Christensen now 2 of 6, and with that pass completion, now 13 yards total. Jeff Christensen, by the way, has all of the offense down around his belt buckle. Bringing in plays by number, and he's just transferring them to the team.
We mentioned Christensen was a 5th-round draft choice of the Bengals in '83. Straight ahead give to Larry Mason. And he might have a first down. He does.
Well, watch the push, the shove on the right side, headed by Bosley. He's getting him down the field.
He makes a play every time, Bosley.
Well, at his size.
Yeah, but most guys that size, you know.
Can't even pick up their feet, you're saying? That's true. There's the Boz. All 3 of them.
Handoff straight ahead, and the carry is out to about the 46-yard line of New England. Like Tom Landry said when he had that huge 320-pound plus player in the Dallas Cowboys camp, somebody asked him if he's ever seen anybody that big move that fast. The guy's pretty quick, and Landry said, I've never seen anybody that big move.
I think it's Crawford Kerr you're talking about, isn't it? I believe you're right. He's not a bad player.
This guy's got to get a look. If he's not 320, he'd like to be. Larry Mason, both hands on the ball, and now it's a free football at the 42-yard line. So what was Cleveland's best drive is stopped by a fumble. The Patriots come hitting on the ball and free it, and New England recovers the fumble. Looks like Darrell Holmes, the free safety, came up with the ball. Or Sealby is picking it up. Randy Sealby, a linebacker from Missouri.
This is a well-executed trap play up
makes
front.
The hit, Trump.
That's a lead block by Major Everett, 39. You can see him coming through there. Holmes, 41 on the hit. Ball is loose. Selby picks it up. New England back with the ball.
3-0. The Patriots lead. Here's Blyer. Timing pattern. Going deep. Trying to run under the ball and doing it. It's Wayne Coffey, and he's down to the 23-yard line of the Browns.
Whoa, it looked like a punt.
Wayne Coffey from Southwest Texas State.
The way you beat a blitz, you've got single coverage on the outside. Put the ball up and let the receiver run under it. DeJuan Robinson, 23 there, but it's like catching a punt. Well done by Coffey. Biggest play of the game by either team.
Biggest play of the game by the smallest guy out there. Wayne Coffey's about 5'7". Now the Patriots with a 3-0 lead are challenging again. 1st and 10 from the 23. Open man. Ball is dropped by Collins.
Don, I'll say this right now. Collins' mind is not here. He's not into the game mentally at all.
I tell you, he's given them less than nothing.
He doesn't have the same incentive that the rest of the players on the ball club do, but you would certainly think that he's more used to being in this situation and would contribute just a little bit more. That's just total lack of concentration at this point.
Collins goes out, and now the Patriots go to the pass again. Blyer with a beautiful strike on a post pattern. Larry Linney coming up the right flank, cuts in toward the goal post, and Blyer leads him for a first down and goal. Ball down to the 6-yard line of the Cleveland Browns.
That play looks well practiced. That was right on the money by Blyer. Linney runs a nice pattern, cuts inside, a completion. And fire a fist up in the air. Yeah, all right.
So now the Patriots are challenging. Blyer again throws an out pattern. It's caught for a touchdown by Linney.
Oh, don't spike it away. Keep it.
So Blyer throws the post pattern, then the out pattern. Larry Linney on the payoff end. And the New England Patriots extend their lead to 9-0. 5:31 to play in the first half.
Blyer now 6 of 11 for 96 yards, and Linney spiked that ball away. He should have kept that ball. Maybe his only NFL touchdown. He's in the books forever.
Might not be his only one.
That's true, too.
Schubert getting set now for the point after to try and extend New England's lead to 10-0. Larry Linney from Texas El Paso.
You can't describe how that young man feels. From the left, good pass protection once again. Blyer does a great job. This is a delay inside and then back outside. He beats DeJuan Robinson. Don't spike it, young man. Hide it so you can take it back to Texas with you. Good pattern. Excellent pattern. Right on the money, thrown low into the end zone, so there's no interception. That looked well orchestrated and well executed. Catch it, catch it, catch it. Yeah, my first.
Bob Blyer from the University of Richmond, where he set 18 career passing records.
Thank God the officials are not calling the celebration rule on the field. Let these kids have their time.
Coach Raymond Berry has seen his team now go out to a 10-0 lead. We have 5:31 to play in the first half. As Eric Schubert is ready to kick the ball off now for the New England Patriots. There is Beauford, ready to return it for the Cleveland Browns. Up on the field, it's a free ball, and Larry Mason recovers it for Cleveland.
That scoring drive, 58 yards on 4 plays, a minute 26. 2 big pass receptions by Linney, 1 by Coffey, and New England's in the end zone.
Scoreboard changing now. Bears have extended their lead to 14-3 over the Eagles. Cincinnati with a 9-0 lead. New Orleans up 20-0 on divisional rival the LA Rams. Indianapolis up 14-0 on Buffalo. And the owners were adamant, Trump, that these games are going to count no matter who's got regulars and who doesn't.
And so do the stats.
Mason turning upfield, gets a block, and running hard and getting hit hard is Larry Mason. Ron Shegog, the strong safety for New England, made the stop.
One of the guys we don't want to make anybody look bad, but in trying to judge performance today, Catlin, the center, who has already had trouble with the long snap, allows Greg Moore by him, and Moore's there to make the tackle. Very difficult to point a finger and say yes or no as to performance with these kids.
Everett on 2nd down and 3. Let's go to NFL Live and Bob Costas.
All right, Don, here are those much-awaited strike day attendance figures. Not bad in New Orleans, 33,000, about 28,000 at RFK for the Redskins, but it drops off to 12,000 on a beautiful day in Buffalo and in Detroit, always a strong Union City. And remember, the Tigers and Blue Jays will shortly play at Tiger Stadium for a division title, so that's got people's attention there. Maybe as few as 500 people to watch the Lions. Don?
Jeff Christensen saw no receiver and then rolled it on downfield for a good gain. Leading the blocking was Mel Black. It's a first down for the Cleveland Browns.
He's the one that put Jeff Christensen put a nice move on to get around him. This is a naked rollout by the quarterback. This is on purpose. Does a great job avoiding Mel Black. Now he's looking for a receiver, but receivers are covered. Needed about 4 yards for the first down. Picks up about 7.
It's a 10-0 game. The New England Patriots are in the lead. Right now, the Cleveland Browns have the ball at their 42-yard line. Larry Mason brought down on a good open field tackle. Coming up to make the play was the free safety Darrell Holmes, a regular New England Patriot who crossed the line, crossed the picket line.
I think it's time to make the point that the New England Patriot regular players standing out on the picket line, I'm sure now are sitting in front of a television, and they may not be willing to admit it, but they're rooting for these guys to win.
You have to if they want to go to the playoffs.
That's right. In 14 cities, when this weekend's over, 14 cities are going to like these players, and 14 cities are going to hate them, because you're going to have 14 winners and 14 losers.
Christensen with a good lead throw, and that's Tennell, the tight end that Marty Schottenheimer's been so impressed with. He's out of UCLA. Was originally a 7th-round draft choice. Didn't get a long look, but he's going to get one now. And Cleveland gets its first big gainer down to the 39-yard line of New England.
Watch 52. He's got the coverage on Tennell. And Christensen does a nice job of throwing that ball right over the hands of McCabe for a nice big pickup, a gain of about 24, 25 yards.
Christensen throws up the middle, and the ball is caught. Another standout reception. Keith Tinsley, a small wide receiver from Pittsburgh. He's only 5'9", but now Christensen starting to find the mark, just as his counterpart did for the New England Patriots when Bob Blyer gunned it down. Got him in the end zone.
Both teams now settling down. This ball well thrown by Jeff Christensen. Tinsley has trouble hanging on to it to begin with, but there to make the catch. Close to a 20-yard reception.
Handoff. Running wide to the right is Larry Mason. Turning upfield, and he's down to about the 19-yard line. On a first down carry, he got just a couple. As the game clock becoming a factor now, and the 2-minute warning is given as it's run down to 1:54. There's Larry Linney, gainfully employed as a parking lot attendant before he got his chance, and he scored a touchdown.
Liberty Mutual Insurance presents Legends of the Game. His career highlight may have been a touchdown for Dallas in Super Bowl VI, but this graceful flyer spent the bulk of his career as a San Diego Charger. There he surpassed the 1,000-yard receiving mark 7 straight seasons. Who was this legend?
Every day, more and more Americans are living in homes insured by Liberty Mutual. In the past 2 years alone, 500,000 more Americans switched to Liberty Mutual for their home and auto insurance because we showed them how to make their dollars work harder. And each year, 9 out of 10 who start with Liberty Mutual stay with Liberty Mutual.
America believes in liberty. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Bambi, also known as Lance Allworth, was the first AFL player to be inducted to the Hall of Fame. He is a legend of the game.
Well, you know the bad news.
Charlie Carlson is in the meeting of his life, and his shirt is perfectly dry. But that doesn't mean he smells good. Because underarm odor isn't visible, he needs total protection. Sure Solid.
If everyone would take a look
Sure not only helps protect against wetness, it actually kills bacteria that cause odor. So, Charlie, why go to work with a dry shirt and a false sense of security? Use Sure Solid and be just as sure about odor as you are about wetness.
Washington, Warsaw, Moscow, Managua, Beirut, Bangkok, Cairo, London, Lima, Paris, Beijing, Tokyo. Tom Brokaw and the NBC Nightly News.
With 1:54 to play in the first half, it's 10-0 New England. Trump, how'd you assess this overall performance?
Well, I must admit, it's a lot better than I thought it would be. It's basic football. There's not a lot of excitement in it, except for the big shots. But the turnovers, of course, affect any game. But then, as wet as it is here, I'm not surprised that the ball is not on the ground. But I've been impressed.
Impressed me more than anything else is the hitting. Big time. Dump off pass, and he can't get it away to Major Everett. At halftime, among other features today on NFL Live at halftime, Art Modell, the owner of the Cleveland Browns, will be on, and a very important part of the NFL hierarchy. Will get his response to this continuing story that the NFL Players Association will convene all 28 members tomorrow night. Art was up in the booth before the game today and said he's never been to a game between divisional champions where he had 40,000 seats available on the aisle.
At least that many available.
Jeff Christensen, the quarterback, trying to rally Cleveland. This is the Browns' best drive. They're trailing 10-0, and he does the wise thing on a very important down 3rd and 8.
Cleveland, first time out.
Had everybody on the same page, so Christensen takes a timeout and goes over for some counsel from Coach Schottenheimer.
And I think the novelty is pretty much over of this football game. Now it gets down to how do we win this game? At halftime, you're going to see both. There's Lindy and Fonnie, the offensive coordinator. Ray Berry on the other side, one with Les Steckel, the quarterback coach of the New England Patriots. But at halftime now, these coaches are going to earn their keep, come up with the needed adjustments to allow their offenses to do a little more. This is a real test of coaching staffs in the NFL, not just here, but all across the NFL.
This game is the property of the National Football League, of the New England Patriots and the Cleveland Browns, and all rights are reserved. 1:48 to go in the first half. Browns challenging, Patriots leading 10-0. Christensen going for the end zone. Man is open, and it's broken up. Recovering to make a big play was the strong safety, Ron Shegod, from Austin P. He has been an impressive performer in the brief camp the Patriots have had with these free agents. Perry Kemp was the antenna receiver. He had 2 steps on the free safety, and Shegog came from off the play to make it break it up.
That's exactly what you want that safety to do. Stand back there, read the eyes of the quarterback, react to the football, and just knock the ball away at the last second. Christensen now 5 of 11 for 49 yards.
Now Brian Franco, former Penn Stater, is on the field to try the field goal. On the way, and Franco hits the upright just as Schubert did earlier, and it's no good. So the Browns' first try for points comes up empty. 1:38 to go in the first half, and New England takes over the ball, leading 10-0.
What are the chances of that? 2 field goal attempts, both hitting the upright. Schubert did for New England, and now Franco hits it squarely. Both field goals bounce out.
Franco said before this game this is his last hurrah. The return on a 6-year investment. He's been trying that long to stick with a pro team.
This ball did not hook a bit, and Franco said, "You got to be kidding."
Now New England has it, perhaps content to run out the clock as they go straight to the run, and the Browns come hitting hard. Number 79. It used to be Bob Golick. Today it's Mike Rusin.
From Owens Corning.
The ball game.
I'll tell you another thing a lot of these veterans don't like is watching somebody else wear their number.
They don't have any choice.
2nd and 8, straight ahead give. Chuck McSwain is thrown back by Cleveland on a 2nd and 8 play. Game clock down inside a minute and running, down to 51. Let's watch Tony Collins.
Timeout. Cleveland, second timeout this
Has
half.
handled the ball 13 of the 27 plays and has handled it not very well.
Missed a couple of pass receptions, fumbled the ball 3 times, missed a block, and almost got the quarterback dismembered.
At halftime, we'll be going to Bob Costas at NFL Live for a complete update of play around the league on this first Sunday of replacement football. The NERPs, they're calling them, these players. Non-union replacement player.
Personnel.
Scoreboard's changing fast, too. Bob will be updating that as right now we have 53 seconds to go in the first half. Collins follows his blockers and gets ahead to the 29-yard line. That was a 3rd down carry, came up short. So the Browns call a timeout with 44 seconds to play. They'll get it back on a punt. Chicago now with a decisive lead over Philadelphia. Cincinnati with a 9-point advantage over San Diego. New Orleans, as we mentioned, 13 players on their 13 regular players back on their roster, blowing away the Rams 27-0. Rams off to a tough start. They'll be 0-3 after today. Divisional champion.
Cleveland calls a timeout. There's going to be a punt block here. New England certainly has an advantage, and that Guy Morris is the regular snapper for the New England Patriots. So, but I'm sure Cleveland, although it doesn't look like they're set up for a punt block, I thought maybe they would.
Alan Herline is the punter. He's from Vanderbilt, and the return man for New England, or for Cleveland, is Troy Wilson. Tough one to handle for Wilson. He'll let it roll, and the Browns will take it over at their 44-yard line with 35 seconds to play. A punt of just 31 yards.
Well, now let's see if Cleveland has a 4 wide receiver offense. This is the spot to employ it. 35 seconds left.
We know one thing here, Trump. Jeff Christensen's going to be airing it out. He was close to some big connections on the last drive and did make 2.
Let's see if New England, what kind of defense they have. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like 7 defensive backs in the ball game. Make that 6 defensive backs, 4 defensive linemen and 1 linebacker.
They release their tight end deep. He's aligned to the right. 81. Derek Tennell. He's running a down pattern, but Christensen's in trouble now. Looking for some help, and he's going to take it himself. And does get out of bounds to stop the clock with 24 seconds to play.
You hear that sound in the background? That's our crowd mic. That's how windy it is here in Foxborough Stadium. You can see the jerseys of the players. best choice here for Jeff Christensen is to throw this ball down the field. He takes a real chance getting caught in bounds with only 23 seconds left. That's the 4th time he's run the ball for 21 yards, and he is able to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
Rain has stopped, but the winds have picked up. Very, very windy day in Foxborough as Christensen throws, and Tennell almost gets the ball at the 42-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 3. Latest report on the wind up to 20 miles an hour. There was a report coming out here. There was winds on the Cape of 55 miles an hour.
Luckily, we're not playing at the Cape.
Well, that's at least 20 we just saw. So far, Christensen, you see his numbers, 5 of 12 for 39 yards. He's got to make something big happen here. Browns trail 10-0. 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Almost a great catch.
Ball incomplete at the 21-yard line. Intended for Perry Kemp. He's the only player in pro football from California, Pennsylvania.
Make up your mind, will you? Where is he from?
California, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. Thrown a little bit behind him. Kemp makes a good attempt at this ball. Doggone it, Jeff says. So Cleveland's got the punt.
With just 12 seconds to play in the first half. Then we'll be going to NFL Live. It is 10-0. New England Patriots in the lead. They scored on a Schubert field goal, then on a touchdown pass from Blyer to Linney.
New England had to take a timeout. They had 14 players on the field. You're only allowed 11, even today.
I tell you, it's a wonder they haven't done that before. I mean, it's getting special teams on and off it.
That is absolutely a big part of the success of these teams, is making sure the special teams players know who goes on and who comes off. You see Catlin on the sideline, and it's Typke who is the snapper once again. Cleveland's had trouble on 2 punts.
The regular Cleveland Browns stubbed their toe, were beaten at New Orleans on opening day, then came back with an overwhelming performance against the Steelers, beating the Steelers 34-10. But today the Browns are back down again with their replacement players trailing 10-0 as we're 4 seconds from halftime here at Foxborough.
That's a 40-yard punt, and Walters, the punter, is turning out to be a real good shortstop here. This is not a bad snap. It kind of floats a little bit. The snap is against the wind. But a 40-yard punt comes to rest inside the 10-yard line, so I'm sure Mr. Blyer will take a knee, and first half is over.
Both these teams started the day with 1-1 records. Everybody in the Browns division was 1-1 after 2 weeks of play. Browns have divisional games their next 2 weeks. They're at home again to play Houston, and they have Cincinnati the following week. As the gun sounds, they go to the locker room, and so the first half.
His buddy's boys, Rex and Bob, his twins, they call up.
The game is in the books, and it's 10-0 New England.
Better than I thought. The player that's disappointed me the most is the guy.
And now in battle gear. I tell you, we kidded about the Boz, but we've seen him make one good play after another, blowing people away with his blocks. Boz is from East Tennessee, and now the Patriots kick off. A high spinning kick carrying deep downfield. Beauford lets it go out of the end zone, and so Cleveland will go on offense 1st and 10. The Browns offense really started to get in sync late in the second quarter. They started to move the ball much better. Christensen, their quarterback, started to hit open people. We'll see what they can do to pick it up now as they trail going into the third quarter 10-0.
This is going to be the key to this football game, how each coaching staff can adjust to what the other team is doing and try to come up with a consistent offensive game plan. Cleveland's stayed very conservative, not really throwing the ball down the field much. Christensen's run a few times. Pass protection's been fair, not great.
Jeff Christensen at quarterback. Major Everett and Larry Mason are the running backs for the Browns. First down throw. Markers down. Open receiver is Kemp, who loses the ball.
Don, I'll tell you what we got here. Two guys went in motion at the same time, and when they do that, they first must stop. They can't run the play in motion, so this will be a legal procedure against Cleveland. When you have one guy go in motion, he's allowed, but anytime two guys go in motion, both must stop before the snap.
Here we go, motion. Offense. Decline. Testing.
So the Patriots wave off the penalty, take the down on the incomplete pass, and now the Browns have to go 2nd down and 10 from their 20-yard line. Kemp, small and quick, is moving out to the right flank. Two wide receivers out there. Give is to Larry Mason. Turning upfield, he gets ahead to the 25-yard line. A gain of 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Coming up to make the tackle was outside linebacker Mel Black of New England, who was with the Patriots last season, number 51.
Look at Chicago.
Hey, I'll tell you something. The real Bears might be back. They might be playing under assumed names today.
And New Orleans, my goodness gracious.
Mike Owens has been the guy for the Bears. That's the quarterback who's been doing a lot of touchdown passes today. Early in the 3rd quarter here at Foxborough, it's 10-0 New England. Browns with the ball. 3rd down and 5. Back to the run. Mason puts his head down and takes on the tacklers and gets the 1st down out to the 37-yard line.
Jerry McCabe on the tackle, and a good lead block by Major Everett. He leads Larry Mason on this sprint draw. Watch 39. Mason follows Everett. Everett does an excellent job of consuming that defensive back Williams for New England. Nice 13-yard pickup.
So Marty Schottenheimer, long a proponent of running the ball, particularly when he doesn't have Kosar, is doing it well. His Browns are here in the 3rd quarter. That was a big play, a 3rd and 5, and they get the 1st down. Back to the run. They're going behind the right side. Derek Tinnell, the tight end. Matt Karowitz, the right tackle. Mike Teifke, the right guard. Major Everett was the ball carrier. Major has himself about a 3-yard a pop average. But the Brown offensive blocking now much more in sync as this game wears on. No Cleveland regulars here. The Patriots have some very important regulars in their lineup, including two offensive linemen. On a 2nd down and 6 play, Major Everett got out to just the 42-yard line. He'll be well short of the 1st down.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, tell me it's not happening.
Keith Bosley shaken up, playing with a taped and braced right knee.
What happened to Keith Bosley? How is Cleveland going to function without Bosley at tackle? 73 there. See if somebody rolls up his leg.
It's tough, I'm telling you.
He seems to. When does it hit him? When does it hit him? Whoa, as he's getting up, it hits him. Oh, the Boz looks very, very hurt. Of course, most of that 350 is above that knee.
Yeah, he's maybe the best player in the field off all the replays we've seen of him. But an injury to his right knee now, and tackle Keith Bosley has to leave for the Cleveland Browns.
Tell you one thing, those two trainers are working. Watch him sink every time Boz. Let's see if you can't really see anything happen, and just at the very end as Bosley is about to get up, that's a good push. 350 pounds, he's getting him right there on his chest. He seems to be okay there. When he goes to get up, something gives way.
So hopefully the Boz will be back. Right now it's 3rd down and almost 5 for Cleveland. Christensen has Everett out of the backfield, but he's going deep and a man is open. Kemp makes the reception. Puts a move on. And Perry Kemp takes it down to the 31-yard line, but there's a penalty marker down in the Cleveland backfield.
Jeff Christensen picks that flag up. That means it's going to be against the defense. Personal foul, roughing the passer against New England.
Ron Shegog finally made the tackle downfield, but it was a big gainer for the Cleveland Browns. 29 yards.
Good protection by the Cleveland Browns offensive line. The receiver comes from the right. Perry Kemp runs what we used to call a zig. You fake in and go out. He really beats the defensive back badly. Looked like David Henley. Nice catch. Take it back. I believe it was Joe Peterson he beat.
Perry Kemp's unlikely odyssey to the NFL started in California, Pennsylvania.
Make up your mind.
And went through the USFL. 11:53 to play, third quarter. Browns looking for their first points. Back to the run. Mason head down. Gets ahead on a first down carry close to the 13-yard line.
There's Keith Bosley being checked out by the trainers on the sideline. Looks like a glazed ham, doesn't it?
Trumpy, you're all heart. Second down and 8. Major Everett down to the 5-yard line on a second down and 8 play. The gain is good for about 5, so it'll be third and about 3. Inside linebacker made the stop. Both these clubs even at 1-1 through the first 2 games of the season. And you cannot emphasize enough, Trump, that everything counts today. Stats and most of all won and lost.
Absolutely correct. Major Everett now 10 carries for 25 yards. Cleveland's been in this spot before and come away with no points, so this time they got to get it in the end zone.
Out pattern, broken out. The linebacker got across and made the play. Mel Black, the left outside backer, tipped the ball away from Keith Tinsley. Watch it again.
Tinsley looks like he's running the delay inside, but good coverage by Mel Black, and it gets in the way. Christensen now 6 of 16 for 76 yards, and again a field goal attempt.
You'll remember that Brian Franco's first attempt in the second quarter caromed off the upright and was no good. Schubert is 1 for 2 for New England on field goals, and one of his hit the upright. It was no good. This time, Franco, the former Penn Stater, drills it up and good, and the Browns are back in the game, trailing 10-3 on a 27-yard field goal, and Cleveland kicks it off when we come back.
Your face takes enough abuse, so you need the Gillette Good News Plus disposable. Its Lubra-Smooth strip is designed to reduce irritation, so shaving feels so good. Good News Plus.
Be right back, Pop.
This bud's for all that you do.
Hey, Pete, come here. This yours?
Hey, my glove. I found out Pop worked overtime to pay for it. He was always knocking himself out to give us something better.
Sounds a lot like you.
Budweiser, the king of beers,
Hey, Pop.
salutes everyone who's ever worked for more than just a paycheck.
Thanks. I think that's my line.
This bud's for you.
It's the Subaru year-end clearance. The greatest Subaru deals in Subaru history. Stupendous Subaru savings.
Hold it! Instead of a great deal of hype, Subaru gives you a great deal. Up to $1,500 factory cash back or 3.9% financing. Great deals on just about every model, including a wide range of Subarus under $10,000. Up to $1,500 back or 3.9%. With cars and deals that good, you don't have to shout.
You got your 20-inch GE television and RCA stereo VCR with remote to watch what you want, when you want. But then not everybody cares why you got it, and you found it at Kmart. Yes, Kmart, America's favorite store.
Today's game is brought to you by Subaru. By Kmart, the saving place. We're proud to say you've made us America's favorite store. And by Liberty Mutual for your personal insurance, business insurance, and financial service needs. 10-3, Patriots lead the Browns as a contingent from Cleveland has made it on in.
Attendance today?
I believe they're humanoids.
Yes.
Wearing no spacesuits.
14,830 people, the lowest in the league. 14,830.
An intimate gathering here at Foxborough. The kickoff goes out of bounds, so the Patriots will take the ball at their 35-yard line.
Kickoff
New rule this year.
Ball brought in, 35-yard line.
There was Joran Lingmerth on that kickoff.
Chicago Bears doing a number. Of course, Buddy Ryan is the coach of Philadelphia. Reserve players or new players or not. That's the former coach of the Bears who almost beat Chicago last year. The Eagles did. Mike Hohensee has thrown 1, 2, 3 touchdown passes.
That's just what Chicago needs, is another quarterback. They could field a team of replacement quarterbacks.
Indianapolis destroying Buffalo at the moment. Blyer throws. It's a connection, and it's good for a first down. Larry Linney, who caught the only touchdown pass of this game, makes that reception good for a first down, a 10-yard gain.
Now you can see the confidence building between the quarterback, Blyer, and the wide receiver, Linney, and also Wayne Coffey. And when that confidence grows, then Raymond Berry's got something to go to consistently.
Linney, the man who was coaching junior high school football in Dallas and working as a car parker. Now the swing pass goes to Tony Collins.
That's not on Tony. That was a bad throw by Blyer. One of the most difficult passes
Tony's
to complete.
About it, though.
Yeah, but that's not on Tony Collins. This ball has got to be thrown perfectly because the receiver's going straight away from it, and that's the most difficult position to make an adjustment in. That's not on Tony Collins. Blyer now 7 of 13 for 106 yards and a touchdown. We have not had an interception yet today.
Second down and 10 coming up now for New England. Patriots here in the third quarter with a 10-3 lead. 9:47 to play in it.
Offsides defense, Darrell Sims.
The one player in this game who was a #1 draft choice in the NFL.
Frenchman, number 91, defense, 5 yards, still second down.
Gives a better play call now for Blyer. Instead of 2nd and 10, he goes to 2nd and 5.
I don't understand why this guy can't make it in the NFL. He's 6'5", weighs 280, runs a 40 under 4.8, but apparently has no sense, no real feel for the game of football. And he just is not instinctive enough to play the game, from what I understand.
Right now, the Patriots with a 7-point lead. Go to a 2nd and 5 play, and Blyer's looking at Linney. Timing pattern down the far flank, and Linney can't quite get to it at the 25. He's found the guy he wants to go to, that's for sure.
Troy Wilson, the man in coverage. Then he runs an awful good pattern here. Bump and run coverage. He's able to just get by the defensive back, Troy Wilson. And when he looks back, what he should try to do is get right in front of Troy Wilson, almost to completion. I may go back to Darrell Sims. You know, everybody out there looks at football players and they say size, speed, strength. If you're big enough and fast enough, you can play in the NFL. But the intangibles is what makes a player.
That an incomplete ball on the flank thrown to Linney. That was on 3rd down, and so New England sends out its punting team.
As I was saying, the intangibles are what make a professional athlete. That is the tolerance to pain, the instinct to play, the competitive drive. Those things aren't measured on any scale.
Blyer throwing the ball now. Trump has completed 7 of 15 for 106 yards, but Cleveland's going to get the ball back. Troy Wilson is back deep. Very well hit punt downfield by Alan Herline. Wilson lets it go in, and it'll come out to the 20-yard line. 1st down and 10. Warmer than this in El Paso, where Larry Linney's from. Cleveland gets the ball in a moment.
Each year, 9 out of 10 Americans who have their homes insured with Liberty Mutual stay insured with Liberty Mutual.
You give your all to all you do. Don't settle for less from your shampoo. Wash and go, Pert Plus.
Ordinary shampoo can't give you this kind of manageability. You need Pert Plus, with a unique combination of effective shampoo for cleaning, plus conditioner for control, all in one. For great, easy-to-manage hair, it's one of a kind.
Just one shampoo does it all for you. Wash and go.
With shampoo, conditioner in one.
Pert Plus. Zestfully clean. Zestfully clean. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean.
Do I look clean to you? Surprise. I'm not fully clean unless I'm zestfully clean. Soap leaves a sticky film on you that won't rinse away, but Zest rinses you fully clean.
Zestfully, zestfully, zestfully clean. You're not fully clean unless you're zestfully clean.
Monday, Al's secret is out.
It was a creature from outer space.
It's a close encounter.
Greetings, Earthwoman.
Monday.
Great show, huh?
Then, a family in crisis.
Oh my God, the house is on fire! Everybody, calm down.
A family divided.
Have you seen the people that live in that house? Are they okay?
An unforgettable Valerie's family.
Monday.
Our new favorite player, Keith Bosley, we're happy to report, has only a mild knee sprain and might return.
And then again, he might not.
Yep. Well, the Boz is getting $5,000 a game, as are all the Browns.
Yes, and?
Well, he could be back next week.
Yes, he could.
Still get paid in the injury list. Larry Mason turns upfield, and he is across the 25-yard line. As Cleveland's running the ball a lot better, you'd think they'd just go down the field with that power game. Their offensive line blocking much more in tune. An 8-yard gain results in that play with 9:20 to go in the third quarter, 10-3 New England.
Actually, Don, that's almost a first down, isn't it? Darn close, like a 9-yard gain.
9-yard gain. Winds are kicking up. Faithful are still here.
Mason now 8 carries for 51 yards on the afternoon.
Going right from here to the duck blind. Major Everett, boy, people are popping. There are some hits putting on out there, and now on a second and short play, Browns run the ball and get a first down out to their 32-yard line.
Jerry McCabe on the tackle. This is away from the play, but this is the right side of the line. Teifke and Karowitz. Good push by the offensive line of the Cleveland Browns. Down the sound of this game sounds professional. Like the big guys, like the regular guys are out there. You can see the grunting and hear the grunting and groaning and the shoulder pads clapping. Listen.
Christensen's going to throw it. He's got a man. Loose ball. It's incomplete and very nearly intercepted. Going on the play to Keith Tinsley. And Tinsley's down. Banged his hip.
He landed right on his tailbone. Christensen now 6 of 17 for 76 yards.
So we'll be back while Tinsley's attended to.
Lester's grandson's flying on business to the Far East.
How far? Dayton?
Nope, Taipei.
You can't get there from here.
Anybody tell Lester?
No airline flies to more of the world from more of the U.S. than Northwest.
I went to my dentist with the worst pain. He told me about a different medicine. It's in these little yellow pills, Nuprin. Works so well on that pain, no wonder it's great on my awful headaches.
Nuprin. It's not aspirin, not Tylenol. It's ibuprofen. So effective, 2 Nuprin stop headaches better than extra-strength Tylenol.
And Nuprin's gentler on my stomach than aspirin.
Nuprin. Little, yellow, different, better.
It even worked on my worst pain.
New Chic Plus has a lubricating comfort strip to give you a smooth touch, an easy touch that's more comfortable than ever.
A touch this easy makes me understand. When it comes to love, I want to slow hand.
The New Chic Plus for the easy touch. It's It's your new telephone from AT&T. It's cordless, has 2 channels for clarity, and knows you have more to do than just talk on the phone.
No, you're not keeping me from anything.
And you found it at Kmart. Is Kmart America's favorite store?
Keith Tinsley up and off under his own power. We'll watch the play when he gets hurt. Christensen goes back to set up. Christensen almost bails out of the pocket. See, he's ready to roll right there. He doesn't. Now watch what happens. Ball overthrown. Raymond Claiborne coming right behind him, and he knees him right in the back. Right on the lower back. That's got the smart.
So Tinsley, who had some great games for the Pitt Panthers, goes out. And now the Cleveland Browns have the ball, as you see, 2nd down and 10. They're down 10-3 in the 3rd quarter, 8 minutes to play in it. Ball took off on Christensen, overthrowing out of the backfield runner Larry Mason. As we pause briefly for station identification, this is the NBC television network.
This is WKYC TV3 in Cleveland.
We're at Foxborough, Massachusetts. Don Criqui with Bob Trumpy in the 3rd quarter. The New England Patriots leading the Cleveland Browns 10-3. It was 10-0 at halftime. The Browns are being quarterbacked by 6'3", 195-pound Jeff Christensen, who was a 5th-round draft choice of the Cincinnati Bengals back in '83. Spent time with the Eagles after that. Downfield throw and very nearly a connection out to the 48-yard line. He was going to Major Everett out of the backfield as we again check the scoreboard, and it's changing fast on replacement Sunday. Bears still burying the Eagles. Cincinnati still holding that 9-0 lead. Washington and St. Louis now in a 14-14 tie.
That's an interesting score because St. Louis has 13 or 14 players in. Washington has none.
Kick downfield. Linney fields it. They set up a channel, and Larry Linney's not done till he gets to the 47-yard line. Patriots take over there. 1st down and 10. Tackle on special teams by Tim Crawford. We'll come back to Foxborough after this.
Here's Jerry with a new car.
What'd you pay for it?
About $5,500.
Are you kidding?
Does it run on batteries?
What's it made of? Crepe paper?
Does it have a motor? Does it have a motor?
Can I kick the tires?
Will the door come off the hinges?
Hey, guess what? It's a Subaru.
Oh, a Subaru.
Subaru.
Only one inexpensive car is built like a Subaru. Introducing the Subaru Justy. Inexpensive and built to stay that way.
Such a smart boy. Oh.
With every Budweiser enjoyed, the promise endures. The promise of genuine quality. Quality you can taste. Clean, crisp, Beechwood aged Budweiser. Always certain, always satisfying. Because we know you wouldn't have it any other way. That's why this Bud's for you.
Next Sunday, the NFL plays here when the Chiefs battle the Dolphins.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL Live.
The rain has gone away from New England, but the winds are kicking up hard. It's going to be tough on the passing game. Another set of scores. Indianapolis with its regular quarterback, Gary Hogeboom, in the lineup. Blasting Buffalo, a team that had no regulars cross the line. I would think they'll have 45 next week.
48 points scored by those other 2 teams, Tampa Bay and, was it Detroit? That's a heck of a game.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience, and any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the New England Patriots and the National Football League is prohibited. Now the New England Patriots go to the throw. Free ball, but incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. At nearby Fenway, they're playing baseball. The defending American League champions, long gone from the race, are leading Milwaukee 3-0 now in the 7th inning.
Clemens going for his 20th win of the season.
Pitched a 7-hit shot his last time out, last week at Yankee Stadium. Former follower of the New Orleans Aints. Blyer on 2nd and 10. Long ball, foot race on. Good coverage by the corner, and the ball's thrown, as you see, out of bounds. DeJuan Robinson was covering. Wayne Coffey was running the fly pattern as the game clock is down to 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. The score remains New England 10, the Cleveland Browns 3.
Now you see Blyer getting a little cocky here. He had Tony Collins open in the flat, looked at him, went away from him, and tried to get the whole shooting match with one big long pass to Coffey.
Blyer 7 of 16, as you see, for 107 yards and the 1 touchdown to Larry Linney. Out of the University of Richmond, Bob Blyer, the cousin of former Steeler Rocky Blyer. Third down and 10, New England. Cleveland might be blitzing. Again, they go deep. No connection at the 23-yard line. Larry Linney, the intended receiver, so the Browns will force another New England punt and get the ball back. Cleveland down by 7.
DeJuan Robinson and Brian Dudley in the coverage. Uh-oh. What's happening? Oh, I don't like those crutches. I hope they're industrial strength crutches.
The boss with a sprained knee has to go off. There's Troy Wilson, a 3-year starter at cornerback for Notre Dame, back to return the punt for Cleveland. Up one to field on the fair catch at the 23. The Browns set their field position for this next attempt. They've not been in the end zone yet. They have only a field goal. Starting Tuesday night, it's the League Championship Series as the tradition renews here on NBC Sports. The San Francisco Giants move into Busch Stadium in St. Louis to take on the Cardinals. Vin Scully and Joe Garagiola will be there. And then on Wednesday night, the American League Championship Series begins. The Minnesota Twins in the playoffs for the first time in, was it 16 or 17 years? Representing the West, and they'll go against the winner of the American League East. That could be decided today if Detroit wins again. If the Tigers don't win again, and Toronto does, they'd go to a one-game playoff tomorrow. Tough way to close the season. If Toronto loses today, they go out with 7 straight losses.
Larry Mason on the carry there. Harry Kemp trying to put a block on Raymond Claiborne. Claiborne known as one of the real good support corners you can find in the NFL. Right there to assist on the tackle for little or no gain.
Now it's 2nd down and 8. Dropping to throw is Jeff Christensen. But lost. Incomplete pass. Greg Moore had it. Greg Moore lost it. And the QB's down now.
It was intended for Major Everett.
Backup quarterback is Homer Jordan.
See what happens. It looked like a blitz. Mason helps with the assist. Oh, it comes from the backside. This is right into the hands of Greg Moore. Can't quite hang on to it. Everett does a good job to break up the interception. Christensen now 6 of 20 for just 76 yards.
Game clock down to 7 minutes to play now in the third quarter. This one flowing like molasses. Not a lot of connections on the throwing game. Cleveland Browns with 3rd down and 8 coming up. The backup to Christensen is Homer Jordan, and there's another good catch by Tinnell, the tight end from UCLA, and he is out close to a first down. The spot's all important here. He had to get just to the 33-yard line.
Oh no, my heart is broken.
Keith Bosley goes off the field, the big offensive tackle for the Cleveland Browns, who played a standout game before injuring his knee. It was diagnosed originally as a mild sprain.
Well, he was great while he was there.
He will return. If not this week, next. Or some week. Major Everett breaks it for Cleveland. Almost takes it the distance. The last line of defense brought him down. Strong safety Ron Shigog.
Cleveland's done a good job on his sprint draw all day long.
Blake Wingle-Trump blasted open that hole.
He's also down on the field. You see the little sidestep and then a missed tackle by Steve Wilburn, and Major Everett almost gets through there. A touchdown-saving tackle by Shigog. 16-yard pickup, and Blake Wingle is down on the field. This is not, as you can imagine, these teams are not deep. And now missing Bosley and now Blake Wingle really puts a hurt on the Cleveland Browns offensive line.
So Cleveland losing frontline personnel fast now here in the second half. There goes Bosley off the field with a knee problem. The starting right tackle who did a standout job, and Blake Wingle is now being helped off.
I may have to bring that cart back in a hurry.
Lindy Infante, the offensive coordinator for the Browns, looking on. Browns were running the ball very well late in the second quarter, not into the third. Right now, with the first down on that last play, they'll go 1st and 10 from just short of midfield.
And part of the problem that you would have in a game like this is with 10 days preparation, you can't really be in very good shape. And there's no question that as you grow tired, you're more susceptible to injury, which might be the case with both Bosley and Blake Wingle. Indianapolis now 40-0 over Buffalo.
Christensen on first down, throwing the flat, incomplete at the 46-yard line.
Thrown right into the ground by Jeff Christensen.
Also thrown into a wind gusting up to 30 miles an hour. They're going into the windy end. It's wind's coming out of that direction.
Now, when you've got a simple pattern like that, you got to go through the fundamentals of throwing the football. Jeff Christensen certainly knows that.
There's an illustration of the wind. This guy going to give it back, or?
And the least they ought to do is let him keep the football if he comes out and stays for the entire 4 quarters on a day like this.
(10-3) Cleveland with the ball, trailing by 7. Out pattern, and Mason turned upfield, lost the ball on a 2nd down and 10 play. It'll be 3rd and 10. Now when we have a moment, let's go to NFL Live.
All right, Don, you and Trump have undoubtedly heard the reports concerning the Raiders. The report coming from the West Coast being that the Raiders were about to cross the picket lines as a team, that the entire team would come across. It might happen, but our Jimmy Cefalo is out there to work a game a bit later on. He spoke directly with 4 members of the Raiders squad, among them linebacker Matt Millen. All 4 flatly denied that that was about to occur. We'll wait and see. Don?
Thank you, Bob. One story after another in the continuing saga of the NFL strike, which might be over soon, according to a lot of projections. Long ball, man's open. Kemp has it. He's down to the 19-yard line. Lost the ball. They're going to rule him down.
That's a nice throw by Jeff Christensen, too. Christensen was hammered again.
It's a go play. It goes, and the Browns have a first down inside the 20.
He really got nailed, but stayed right there. He realized Kemp was going to show up open. Watch the pressure that Kemp has to withstand here. 71, Benton Reed really nails him. Christensen able to follow through. Nice catch by Kemp. 30-yard reception. Christensen's gotten up off his pants several times today. He stands in there good on this one. He's able to see the completion. 30-yard pickup.
Browns driving. Clock running. 5:25 to go, 3rd quarter. Mason on the run, gets blocking from the left side, and he gets down close to the 15-yard line. Browns again pounded straight ahead, zone blocking, their offensive line just firing out at whatever shirt's in front of them. Greg Moore made the tackle, but did it 5 yards downfield as Cleveland now has its 2nd down and 5.
How do you feel about overtime? Do you have any opinion on
Fine.
that? No problem with you?
Let's play it if they go to it.
Okay.
Well,
Just wondered.
You want to flip a coin or what?
No. I just wondered if you're happy with it. Well, we'll do it.
Still have a long way to go. Still in the 3rd quarter. 10-3 New England. Browns driving. Right back to the same play, and Mason takes it down to the 9 or 8-yard line. He has another first down for Cleveland. It's 1st and goal for the Browns.
Now, Don, the interesting thing about this good running now by Cleveland is that coming into the ball game, it was our feeling and Marty Schottenheimer's feeling that the bulk of the running would be to the right, when in fact in his second half, the left side with Robert Van Dyke, Steve Sterenberg doing an excellent job of blocking for Mason and for Everett.
26 you saw in your picture for New England is all-pro cornerback Ray Claiborne. They haven't gone to his side, though, for obvious reasons. They've been thrown the other way. First and goal. Again, the same play, and Mason with both arms on the ball takes it down to the 4-yard line.
They're running the same play, Don, at the same spot. This is the right side of the offensive line. This is a good push. You see Christensen trying to get back there, getting the ball to the running back as quickly as possible. One of the problems is that Steve Wilburn has a big outside pass rush, and they're running the ball right inside of him. Wilburn, 99 of New England, creating a nice little spot for Cleveland to pick up good yards there.
Browns now with second down and goal from the 5. Back to the run. Back to Mason. This time the Patriots nail him. He does get a yard down close to the 3. Third down and goal for there. It'll be a very big down coming up for Cleveland. 3:15 to play, third quarter, and the Browns continue to trail 10-3, but a touchdown and an extra point here would tie the game.
42 carried it. Look at there. Mason with 74 yards. Ron Shegog on the tackle. That's strange. They get good yardage running the ball left, and they come back running it right. I bet this is that same play to the near side of the field, right behind Tennell, the tight end.
Watch the up back, 39. He's been the lead blocker, though they might roll out on a third and goal from the 3. It is a rollout. Christensen has a blocker. He has a man, but he can't get to Everett. And so the Browns come up short. As Christensen, in disgust, he missed an open receiver.
Major Everett. That's a Lindy Infante play that he designed about 7 or 8 years ago for Cincinnati. That escorted rollout by the quarterback. Everett's wide open, and Christensen just overthrows him. You can see Christensen mad at himself. No, that's 6 points. All I got to do is get it to him.
So many ironies surrounding this strike. The striking players, well, I call these players scabs, have to be rooting hard for them in their hearts because it goes in the standings. What they do today is Brian Franco hits the field goal, and the Browns move a bit closer as they're now down 10-6 with 2:38 to play.
Well, that takes care of overtime.
You raised an interesting point, Trump. Before, that was what happens if the regulars come back on Tuesday and these guys are in the locker room.
I don't know.
Sell tickets to that.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what might happen, but if there is a real change of heart, there's Raymond Berry on the sideline. He's today calling the plays for the New England Patriots.
Coach Berry's got an extra coat on now.
Couple extra.
Our producer today for NBC Sports is David Neal. Our director, John DeLisa. The executive producer of NBC Sports is Michael Weissman. The coordinating producer of football is Ted Nathanson.
There's a young man with the football. The security guards wanted it, and then they gave it back to him. Congratulations, young man.
That is not a replacement ball. That's the real thing. Tell you one thing. Of either team, Cleveland's gotten a lot better as this game's gone on.
That is correct. And New England has gone completely away from Tony Collins.
Can't understand that. Ball is picked up, run back to the 33-yard line. Rogers Alexander, a linebacker who was drafted in the 4th round by the New York Jets in '86 out of Penn State. He was the Nittany Lions leading tackler his senior year and a 4-year letter winner. He recovers the kick, and so now New England tries to get some offense going from their 33-yard line.
Time of possession now way much really in favor of the Cleveland Browns. 26+ minutes to 15 for New England.
Handoff goes, and Chuck McSwain runs the ball hard, and the Cleveland Browns gang tackling sweep him under.
That was a lot of effort for a 1-yard gain.
Alex Carter, the right end, number 75, led the tacklers.
Look at that time of possession.
Perhaps the most insignificant stat in all of football.
Well, I don't know about that, because time of possession means offensive plays, and the more plays you run, better chance you have of scoring.
Does not reflect the scoreboard oftentimes like today.
No, but in most instances, I disagree with you. I'd take time of possession.
Right now, possession of the ball belongs to the Patriots, and they have a 2nd down and 8. Out pattern. Linney comes down with the ball. First down reception as he turns upfield, is out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
This combination has been the most encouraging sign for New England all day. Troy Wilson on the coverage, and Blyer to Lenny has been a nice little surprise here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 step drop. Steps over the ball. Lenny with a good catch. He's the parking lot attendant who stayed in shape running after cars down there in Dallas. He doesn't appear to be tired.
Back to the run. McSwain loses the ball. Free ball. Browns have it. There's also a penalty marker down. Umpire facing the quarterback, fired in a handkerchief, so it might be a holding call. That is the call against New England. The play goes, and Cleveland has the ball back.
First down.
Tom Poley comes up with the fumble recovery. There has been good hitting. McSwain has the ball in his hands. Let's see who makes the initial pop. Whoa, that slipped out before he even got to the contact. Paulie on the recovery. Cleveland with excellent field position and a chance to take the lead in this game. Cleveland they have persevered today. You know that?
They have indeed. They've run it very well, and they're going to do that right now. Cleveland Browns with a power running game. They go right back to Larry Mason. Good lead blocked by Major Everett, and Mason turns upfield, and he's inside the 45-yard line. First down, Cleveland are very close to it. On a first down carry, Mason got about 10.
Nice block, too, by Blake Wingle, who is back in the ball game. New England had 4 fumbles today, and that one recovered by Cleveland, their first recovery of the afternoon.
The Steelers
14-5,
14-5,
47-0.
Ron Meyer may live to regret running that up. First down carry, and Major Everett takes it down just inside the 40-yard line of New England.
Blake Wingle went out with that what appeared to be a strained knee. He's back in the lineup now. He's the left guard, pulls on the trap. He and the left tackle are out there. Robert Van Dyke, not a bad job. They're throwing their bodies around.
Game clock down to 57 seconds to go in the third quarter and running. Browns with the ball, trail 10-6. Open man again. Christensen comes in high. He's throwing into a very strong crosswind, but he had a guy wide open in Steve Pierce.
I think that's one of the things that surprised Christensen so much. He's had several receivers wide open, not been able to get him the ball.
Christensen's put it up 26 times, has completed 8 for 116 yards. Bernie Kosar's not concerned other than about the score. 10-6, Browns trailing, go to the run. That's the play that worked. This time they do it, though, on 3rd and long and don't get enough, so it brings up 4th down and about 4. As Murray Wishard, the middle guard, made the stop for New England.
And Larry Mason appears to be slowing down a little bit. Did you notice that? He's run the ball quite a few times so far today. That was his 15th carry, but he's not getting to the line of scrimmage as quickly as he was in the first 2 quarters. Yardage pretty impressive for Cleveland.
But the Browns have been unable to get it in. Now the Browns, with some guts football, call a timeout. They're setting up to go for it on 4th down and 4. That'll be well, they call timeout just before the 3rd quarter runs out. It's 6 seconds to play in the quarter.
Probably the right choice in all instances. You don't want to turn the ball over, especially if you're trying for it on 4th down and about 4. You want this play to work. I'd look for that.
Trump, he could have let the clock run out. He had the wind at his back.
That's
with
true.
4th down.
That's true. Oh, no! It's a curtain call for the Boz.
The Boz has a sense of showmanship.
Let me in there, Coach. Let me play, Coach.
We said he'd return. I shall return, said the Boz.
Oh, no, wait a minute. They're turning the wrong way. No. Oh. That's the Browns locker room. They took him from the X-ray room to, My hopes are dashed.
Raymond Berry not overwhelmed by the proceedings. 4th down for Cleveland. 4th and 4. Incomplete, and New England takes over. And the concluding play of the 3rd quarter. But in the 4th quarter, the Browns will have the wind at their back. And in 3 quarters of play, it is 10-6 New England. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station.
Monday.
I want you to make love to me.
Passion becomes obsession. When Dynasty's John James and Susan Lucci are haunted by her past. Monday.
Take the challenge. Challenge your 5-star GMC truck dealer to find you the exact truck and options you want in stock and deliver it in just 24 hours. We have Jimmy's S15 pickups, New Sierra full-size pickups, and if you can't get the exact truck you want in just 24 hours, we'll order it and give you a ski rack or bike carrier or gun rack just for waiting. But we're not worried because your GMC truck is here somewhere at a 5-star GMC truck store where the last name is Trucks.
Even without the computers, even without the printers or the monitors, this office still has one of the most advanced systems for moving information, the Ohio Bell Network, a constantly updated network that gives you access to the very latest technology. Because equipment comes and equipment goes, but when you plug into Ohio Bell, what you get is the system that makes it all work. Ohio Bell, helping you communicate.
Dust off your policy, dig up your bill. Leave it to the good hands, people. Do it right now, or you know you never will.
Come into Allstate and compare our low homeowners rates. You might just save some money.
Check through your files, look high and low. Get down to Allstate, you might save some dough. Leave it to the good hands, people. You're in good hands with Allstate.
A member of the Sears Financial Network.
Discover the difference. Connie Deacon, Channel 3 News.
New England set to go now. 1st down from the 37-yard line. Carey is out to about the 42, and so after the run by Tony Collins, it brings up 2nd down and about 4. Collins got 6. Stats through 3 quarters, Trump.
Difference in total yardage and time of possession staggering. Patriots lead 10-6. But Cleveland has absolutely dominated the second half in time of possession.
Blyer has been the more accurate quarterback, though. The man quarterbacking the New England Patriots, Bob Blyer. This time he goes to Collins, and he is topped but good by David Grayson, an outside linebacker out of Fresno State, 52.
I tell you, Tony looks also tentative, awful tentative. Watch the way he runs. Watch the stutter steps when he gets to the point. Running backs establish confidence in their offensive line.
That's a stick.
Yeah. Running backs establish confidence in their offensive line. If you have no confidence in your offensive line, you're going to be very tentative. And I think that's what Tony Collins is showing.
3rd down and 5. Back to the run, and not much there. McSwain makes some room for himself and gets out to the 42, but that was only a yard beyond the line of scrimmage. And so Cleveland will soon get it back. The Browns to work in the 4th quarter, the wind at their back. Cleveland trailing New England 10-6.
Another 3 downs and out for New England. Pretty much been the case through the 3rd quarter, now in the first drive of the 4th quarter.
This game perhaps not a piece of football mastery, but it is close, unlike a lot of the other games today. Troy Wilson back for the Browns. Alan Herline hits a long punt downfield. Wilson fields it in the wind for Cleveland. Gets a block, and Wilson breaks it for the moment, and he's out to the 38-yard line. So the Browns get the ball in relatively good field position. They'll try now to go ahead if they can take it down the field. As you see, they're trailing by 4.
A6, hurry and you'll make it.
Delta Airlines ticket agent Sam Singletary knows how to get people moving.
Mr. Franklin, your bag.
But sometimes he has to show off a few moves of his own. The kind of moves that made him a first-string halfback.
Sam Singletary shares a feeling with everyone at Delta. He loves what he's doing, and it shows.
We love to fly.
He's the kid.
And it shows.
My brother Dick bought a Magnavox camcorder. Gonna shoot TV movies, right, Dick?
Sure.
Big lights, the whole thing.
Don't need lights. With this, I could shoot by candlelight.
Yeah, but he's forgetting about outdoor action and all
Hey,
that.
it's got high shutter speed for clean, fast action.
Yeah, but what about all the other things? You got to be in.
Tom, this new camcorder by Magnavox has got everything. It's fully automatic, has instant playback, weighs just 3.5 pounds, and it's so simple that even my...
Yeah, I know. Even his brother can use it.
That's right, you got it. Look over here. Come on.
Today's game is brought to you by AT&T, the right choice, and by Subaru. With Bob Trumpy, this is Don Crickey at 12:59 to play in the game. The Cleveland Browns were trailing 10-0 at halftime. As you see, they've now rallied on 2 field goals to take a 10-6 disadvantage and challenge for the lead if they can move the ball down the field. Their running game has picked up markedly. Christensen at quarterback has had some problems making connections with his receivers, but the running backs, Major Everett and Larry Mason, have ripped off some big gains. They've been consistent. Marty Schottenheimer, the Cleveland coach, said before the game, Trump, it's going to come down to who makes the fewest mistakes.
Fourth quarter, it takes a certain amount of conditioning, too.
Mason follows the pulling guards, but this time New England is there to sweep him under. Coming across to make the play was number 54, Greg Moore.
I think what Cleveland's going to have to do, Larry Mason now, he's got 16, that was his 17th carry. I think what Cleveland's going to have to do is start going up and down the field. Running these sweeps now, you could see how slow Larry Mason was in that last play. So they got to go straight ahead, run traps up front.
Gary Hogeboom, the regular quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts, crossed the picket line and has thrown so far 5 touchdown passes today for the Colts in their rout of the Bills at Buffalo. Downfield throw, and Tennell comes down with the ball. That's the player that Coach Marty Schottenheimer says is an NFL player and is going to be. And he makes his 3rd big catch of this game.
Nice little square out by the tight end. Good protection by the offensive line up front. Christensen steps over his front foot for this one. Tennell makes a nice adjustment. Jerry McCabe on the tackle. It's a pickup of about 7 yards. Make it 6 yards. 3rd down and 4.
And Tennell blocks very well on the run, too. And probably now 3rd down and about 5 to go for the first down. Christensen takes a look, just throws it away. Very poorly thrown ball by Jeff Christensen.
That ball was intended for Larry Mason, who was open, but Christensen, feeling some of the pressure, released it a little early. Jeff now on the day 9 of 29, 122 yards, and he had an open receiver there.
Cleveland's backup quarterback is Homer Jordan, a former option quarterback from Clemson. Well done. Dale Walters picking up the ball on the one hop and getting it downfield, and the Browns will down it at the 17-yard line of New England. So with 11:19 to go in the game, New England holding to a 4-point lead, gets the ball back when we come back.
Your face takes enough abuse, so you need the Gillette Good News Plus disposable.